It looks like we have a game going on here. We have got Zangy, which let me check real quick here. Zangy. So both of them here are 3-0. Zangy is on Ninjas with the new Marilia, and of course, on Monument to the Fallen Man. We know you, Zangy, we know you. Liberal's a 3. Okay. So here on Liz End, we have J Temple, Citadel. Your classic, you've got Reshaper, 3 Spirited Artifacts, and Synthesizer. I think you're supposed to keep this here. It's a bit awkward if you draw Gift, but like, finding Cradle, a DMH off this is just like game winning against Zangy, but if you find Cradle off here, you're feeling very good. Maybe if you draw Gift, you get an insane amount of selection, you get to your Dead Man's Hand and just win. Zangy Malls, I think that just had... yeah, this is definitely a mulligan. Also, side note, both of these people are in Serafina's Gift, which... wait, is that in the version? I don't want to put that there in case that's not in the new version of Cockatrice. Okay, Zangy's down to 5, it looks like. And this is another awful hand. I kind of feel bad for Zangy here. I am really not sure what you're supposed to do with this. You gotta go to 4, and yeah, you've got... This is at least keepable. You put back Theocracy, definitely, probably Jajin, and probably an Apraxias, and then hope that your Premissary can get there, find you some good demons. Monument is very good. I think if you draw some stuff, you're fine. But this is very hard, especially with both your lands being tapped, and Leia also having a very good hand here, so not sure how good Zangy's gonna do. Seems unlikely. Since we're both 3-0. Yeah. Yeah, Zangy's right here. This does technically matter. A lot of people just intentionally draw this once, but some people play it out, and as we see here, Zangy and Leia are playing this out. They're both already guaranteed top cut. So, yeah. I really, really need to rebuild my Serafinashaper deck. I think Liz List looks really, really nice. I don't know if that's just one of my old lists. I feel like it isn't, but yeah. I need to rebuild this deck. It's a very, very good deck. I don't think the nerf to Cradle did really much at all, in my opinion. I think entering tapped is annoying for later in the game, but most of the time I was dropping the card earlier and I didn't get to use it the first turn, and then the next few turns I would just kind of pop off with it. I genuinely don't think the change matters that much. It is a change. It does nerf the card, but I don't think it is like making the card go from good to bad. It's making it go from insane to pretty insane, you know? So still an extremely, extremely good card in my opinion. I don't know, I could be completely wrong. I haven't played with it at all since the nerf. But, who knows? Ageless Wanderer here. Comes down, that's a way to convert your Jade Temple mana into quote-unquote real mana. So here I assume just leaving up Soul Synthesizer Crack. And then if this finds Dead Man's Hand, this finds Dead Man's Hand, and then Lit top decks a land, or vice versa, the game is just over. And there's Monument to put in. Yeah, Monument is good. It's good. And then Cognitive Fumigator here is a Thoughtseize to take away whatever combo piece Lit finds. So the problem is, if Zangy does it, after Reshaper gets dropped, after DMH, it's... Let's see what Zangy's description of Monument is. My favorite custom card. Hear it. Yeah, that's... Yeah. Zangy is right about that. That is definitely Zangy's favorite card. I need to build. I have ideas. I have too many deck ideas, but then I never build half of them because they... Like earlier, I would build like every single deck idea I had because even if half of them suck, like I built cast a wide net combo because I saw that card and I'm like, oh, you could do something silly with this. It was not good, but I built it. I built like Stardust Surveyor and Oracle's Emission. Built all those decks, and they sucked. And now I have too many ideas, but I also have too little ideas. You know, whenever I find an idea, I just kind of my mind goes blank. It's just harder for me to build. I don't know. Wait, oh, and there's the Dead Man's Hand, but luckily Zanky has the Fumigator here, so is not dead. Luckily for Zanky. Oh my god, and there's the land. Yeah, and Zanky goes Fumigator here. And stops Liv from convoying. Probably takes Reshaper here, I'd assume. Does Liv have instants? Check here. Main deck, no flash speed stuff. Outside of activate abilities. And Fumigator will hit the Reshaper here. And yeah, this is going to be a hard decision for Zangy here. Maybe this Theocracy could come down, but I highly doubt it. No white mana, so Zangy would have to draw exactly the untapped white Satrapy for this. Interesting. Takes DMH over Reshaper. I mean, that could be right, as there's less copies of Dead Man's Hand in the deck. But I think Reshaper doing stuff on its own is a better reason to take it over Dead Man's Hand. So, yeah. That's just my opinion. There's merits to either choices. And then let's gets to draw an extra card here. And yeah, there's the tutor for Dead Man's Hand. Not game this turn, but Zangy's gonna need to draw something. Another Fumigator. Like a way to sack it and replay it or something. Can't even do that. Like, Zangy would have to draw another Fumigator, and I'm not sure if it's just like a one of. I doubt it's a one of, since Zangy's only tutor is Premissary, I think. Yeah, Fumigator is a two of, so. Yeah. We'll see. This is. Oh my god. Why is that an instant? So Descend Upon the Two is an instant for some reason. I did not know this. Completely unrelated to the game, but, like, why? Why is that card an instant? I guess it's part of a cycle with Fiery Burst, right? Let me see. Yeah, consult ancient knowledge, descend, fiery burst, voice grandeur, trial recruitment, and they're all instants, yeah. Um, I personally think descend is the best card in that cycle, followed by fiery burst, obviously, and the rest are kind of meh. I think descend is a very abusable card that not enough people are abusing. There's you could say it's a very deceptive name. You could say that. I'm not sure what Liz is doing here. Um, they made some mana and haven't played anything. I don't know what they're trying to do here, but we'll find out, I guess. Oh, hopefully Zangy's okay. I don't know what's going on right now. I assume Lit is checking Zangy's deck list or something like that. Yeah, that's what I assume. Yeah, Liz just thinking here. I honestly have no idea what you're supposed to do here. I think you go for Mechanist plus into Tinker's Tools, unless I'm counting the mana wrong here. So you have 4 mana, right? So you go. Oh, but you can also go into Bodega. Yeah, this is insane. The problem with converting your other Jade Temple mana is then you lose your blocker in Ageless Wanderer. But since Zangy doesn't really have hasters, I think it's fine. And so you go. I think what you do is here cast Mechanist plus cast Tinker's Tools, but then you still have 1 mana floating and you want to use it. You could go for Reshaper and Tinker's Tools, then next turn tutor DMH and win is another line. What's the worst that? So true. So true. This reminds me of sometimes in Yu-Gi-Oh! When you're in like a game, like super game losing state, they play one card, you know you're dead, but you don't know if they're gonna do the combo right. So you just like sit there for 5 minutes sometimes and hope they mess up. Even though it's like right for you to concede if they play it correctly, you just lose no matter what. Okay, like going for the Mechanist line, like I suggested. That's the play I thought of. Lit, yeah. Plus, I'm not sure if they're gonna go Bodega or Tools here. I think you just go for Tools simply because. Oh yeah, no zeros, and then goes for Wanderer to make Tools. Actually, that is literally just better than my line. But yeah, that works. That works. And then next turn you can either minus it. Next turn actually, if you draw land, you just win. I think no, I'm counting mana wrong. Never mind, I lied. Draws a tap land, so now what? It does make your guys produce what? But now what? Like, you Monument and Premissary, next turn you go for Theocracy, you got Shinrei, you start Cognitive Fumigatoring, take their Reshaper if Lei doesn't play it here. So that is very good stuff on Zangi's side of things here. I think you're looking very nice here. Yeah, second Reshaper is not a very good draw here. And yeah, this is another super hard spot for. I'm really not sure what you're supposed to do here. I guess digging actually makes sense because you really want to land. So I agree with that here. And if you hit like a Jade Temple or Soul Land, any Soul Land, you're feeling super great. It gets Jade Temple, yep, that's a good one. Then you do the Ageless Wanderer thing. You make 2 mana off that. And then you get what? Now what? You have 4 normal mana, 2 Jade Temple mana. You can spend 3 of your normal mana to go into Reshaper. Make a second. Yeah, but since Reshaper is once, you can't use Reshaper to then once per turn in quotes because of the tap ability, you know? Because before you could use the 0 ability to just like do some weird stuff during your opponent's turn. I guess Lid does not have Cradle out, and Cradle is Sork speed now, but yeah, never mind. But before you could do some weird stuff with Reshaper before Nyx won and it got nerfed. Okay, yeah, going for Reshaper like I thought. But now what are you really doing? You can go for Bits of Forge. Actually, no, you can't. I lied. But you only have 1 natural mana now. I guess you technically have 2, but I think you'd rather be using your Tinker's Tools to tutor with your 2 Jade Temple mana because you can fetch literally anything in your deck right now. Not being able to use Cradle here is actually extremely relevant, so you know, the nerf is mattering a lot here. Because I think if you were able to use Cradle, you just snap it off, sack the Ageless Wanderer, get Cradle, Cradle in whatever, Reshaper, Cradle in another thing, and, you know, do stuff. That's in Emissary, and that's going to tutor Shinrei. Well, if Zangy wants Shinrei here. We'll see if Zangy wants to get Shinrei. Actually wants the Shinrei here. I think Zangy is going to get Shinrei here, though. Yep, Emissary, tutor, I assume Shinrei, because there's not really much else you're fetching. Unless I'm misremembering Zangy's deck. Oh yeah, pools, of course. Of course, that card. Yeah, it exists. I kind of forgot that you could do that. But yeah, and then you go for Theocracy here. And then Theocracy hopefully hits something good. Yeah, we'll see what Theocracy hits. Aberrant Apostle. Oh my god, that's a huge one. A very, very huge one. Yeah, because now you just like pop the Reshaper. Or Mechanist or whatever you want. Like, I guess you can already attack Mechanist down, so you just pop Reshaper here, force Lit to use tools. Yeah, you should be able to. Yeah. So we'll see. And yeah, this backside is just a tapped MDFC. Very good card. Especially in these monument decks where you just get to kind of violet in quotes because monument is kind of like ether vial. Get to like file it into your thing. Yeah, ether vial is a completely insane card. Okay, looks like I'd assume Fumigator at Mechanist, Emissary at face, or maybe both at Mechanist. But here Lee can just either sack or reshaper Mechanist to save it. So I wouldn't be too worried about attacking Mechanist here. I think it might even be just both at face. Yeah, it looks like that's what Zangy's decide to do here. Because Zangy has the disruption of Apostle. So you're really fine to go at face here, and I think it is I think that is just straight up a huge misplay. Because now Lee just sacks their Wanderer, saves Mechanist. Yeah. Wong. Yep. Uh, yeah, and then Ageless Wanderer dies from state-based actions for being a Planeswalker with 0 loyalty. Still silly, just not as so. Yep, that's Reshaper for you. This card is might be the single most rule nightmare causing card in one of in existence. It's as bad as the mutate mechanic. Almost as bad as mutate. There's some really funny stuff you can do with mutate. Like if you mutate on top of one of the Theros, like I don't know if you've heard of this, but you can mutate on top of one of those like Theros gods that only become a creature with devotion when they're a creature, and then you can lose devotion and the whole mutate stack just stops being a creature. But it's also not an enchantment, so it's just kind of a permanent with no types because it's not kindred, right? So it's kind of just like there. Uh, I think Reshaper fizzles there, but I'm not 100% sure. Yeah, I'm pretty sure Reshaper's ability fizzles, but we'll see what a judge says. We'll see. Yeah, as I said, single most rules nightmare causing card in MSEM. Probably. There might be another old card I don't know about that caused even worse rules nightmares, but stuff becoming copies is gonna cause some nightmares, you know? That's just how stuff is. We'll see what a judge says. Audio editor is gonna have a field day with this one. It's gonna have a good time. I'm gonna switch my OBS to a different tab and see if that works. But if I switch to that did not work. It just went black. Let me refocus. No, it doesn't work. No. Well, a judge is here now. Wendy is here. Wendy's having a lot of work. Just got called like 20 minutes ago for a different game. Less than 20 minutes ago. Wow. He has another Reshaper question after this. Yeah, yeah. Of course. Reshaper is Reshaper. We'll see what Wendy says here. Yeah, yeah, yeah. One of the targets is invalid on resolution, so it won't work. That's what I thought. Reshaper weird. Reshaper the ATI shaped. Tools. Yeah, Tools is a ridiculous car. Especially with rail lines. I completely agree with what Liz saying here. Tools is a insane card. I'm surprised it's untouched. I think Cradle deserved its hit. Tools would have deserved a hit as well. Tools that I think Cradle in its previous state was better than Tools, but currently Tools is better than Cradle. That's what I'll say. Um, the fact that Cradle was putting in Sarah. Oh, looks like Lit crashed. That's great. Gone, then back, then gone again, then back again, then gone again, then back again. Hopefully they get to stay here. This is what it feels like whenever I do something. Oh, Nyx is here. Yeah, so currently on this end it shows Zangy getting kicked out. Okay, Liz back. I return, so no, yeah, no tools turn. Okay, so yeah, Zangy should be able to still ninjutsu something that is attacking a mechanism that has been reshaped. Does not matter here, but is useful knowledge. um, I'm sure that ninjutsu versus reshaper mechanist creature is going to come up so much. The Magic the Gathering rules strike again. Ninjutsu is the way attacking creatures are set makes ninjutsu such a weird mechanic. Yeah, he has nothing in his hand, so it's fine for late here. I wonder if Lei digs with. I think Lei's supposed to dig with Mechanist. Force Zangy to maybe do something with Apostle. Try a combo, then go for like Forge maybe as part of the combo and just make a big guy. And try and stall out combat. But the problem is Lei needs to draw. Oh my god, another reshaper. Infinite reshapers here. Too many, too many. So the problem is, yeah, I think the problem with digging with Mechanist is now you don't have something to sack to tools. If you make the token, you can sack the token itself to tools, tutor out pretty much whatever since you have the mana, and do some silly stuff. Let me see, is Lei running rail lines? I would think so. Whoa, no rail lines. No rail lines. Hmm. I run rail lines in Reshaper, especially just because of Tinker's tools, but I can see why you wouldn't want to run them. Your deck is already very vulnerable to artifact destruction, so why make it even more vulnerable? But I think the upside of rail lines, especially with Cradle, is enough. Cradle and tools is like in it, and even just like Forge and Researcher and like your whole deck is an artifact deck. I think you are just supposed to play rail lines in Reshaper. At least that's my opinion. They also, if you're on the blue one, you can technically hardcast Gift more often, but you could already like technically do that with Wandering Vials. I also think 3 unmarked files is kind of odd. I think I would rather cut down to even just like 1 gift, down 1 bodega, down a soul synthesizer, down an ageless wanderer, pretty much anything else over vials. I think that's also just a very weird choice for me. I guess Ageless Wanderer House is Civilized, which my reshaper lists don't care about because I don't run Center of Culture, because I don't really keep creatures on board very much in my Serafinashaper list, but I mean, it's not like Lit is going first. I don't know. I think not using all. Yep, Reshaper is Nightmare. I think if this set gets nerfed, not even for power level reasons, just for everyone's sanity. Because when I deck listed with this, I had a nightmare playing with it. I deck listed with Shaper, Reshaper, I hated it. I also got insanely lucky if I just played a ton. So yeah, guys, it turns out tutors that also have to sack stuff factor in mana values, your J template mana as well, what you're doing with that reshaper too, because you can use reshaper to get an additional tutor here. Then you also have the reshapers in hand, so you have to figure out, oh, do I want to use the reshapers in hand after this? You have to figure out, do I want to be stacking my mechanist here? Do I want to leave it up for later to potentially save with a reshaper? It's just too many variables. Too much. Way too much. I do really find it odd, though, that Leia's not on rail lines. I guess maybe just want enough space in the mana base. Like, you're running already. Like, yeah, you're running what? 5 enchantment lands? 5 enchantment lands. And then 10 soul lands, 3 citadel, and 1 Vine Fleet Bay. I don't know. And also, you're only running 19 lands, so Maybe that's why you don't really want real lines. It might make your deck too inconsistent, but I run 15 land Concord with real lines, so. But also, Concord has like a ridiculous amount of cantrips, so I don't know. Or cantrips and scry and selection and all that jazz. That's Reshaper. Yeah. In response to Spirited. So that would 2-row a 0 mana value artifact. Because X is undefined. So you get DMH out. Yeah, I mean, that's another line. That wasn't even a line I was thinking about. And it's good. This deck is such a nightmare, as I said. Reshaper itself is a rules nightmare causing machine. So many lines with tools and what you're tutoring out, and then Reshaper also giving a bunch of interesting rules interactions. As I said, not only is it a nightmare, it creates a bunch of weird rules interactions that you have to understand and know to play the deck properly. And I think Lit doing this as just someone who hasn't really been playing the deck for very long is kind of ridiculous. So I guess, yeah. Do you know how people always say to walk a mile in someone else's shoes? That is some good flavor text. Thinking, having to go through deck lists. Yeah, and then the opponent also has to look at your deck list to see everything that you could possibly fetch. Much less of a nightmare in League, though. Yeah, they just wins here if Zangy didn't have an interaction. That is correct. That is correct. So here I'm going for search up DMH. No, interaction is bad. We shouldn't be interaction. We should do two ships passing in the night. We should two ships passing in the night, Zangy. How could you suggest that interaction is good? Also, this is game one, by the way. I think I'm just gonna end my recording after game one because I want to do other things. Not gonna lie. This is too long. If the other games last this long, I will not just no. It's been okay, not I've only been recording for 38 minutes, but I have been waiting in this room for like over 40. So yeah, Spirited, and then you tutor out as something with MV0. What? Oh wait, sacrifice an artifact is part of the effect. Right. Right. So you tutor out something mana value 2, which I assume will be Cradle here, maybe? Cradle entering tapped is a big change. Might be scratching my words on how it not being a very big change. It's a big change for the late game. For the early game where Cradle was at its best, I think it does nothing. For the late game, it's a pretty big change, having to wait a full turn to use it. But I still think it's like an insane card. Hey, we get both Ether Vial alikes in quotes here. Here's out Dead Man's End. Yep. And then you could go for a combo here. Zanky pops the thing. Okay, not going for the combo here. Guess tools is still up, so you can tool stack Mechanist. Do some stuff. Sorry. But yeah, it's some crazy stuff that this deck does. Is Zangy going to use Aberrant Apostle, popping Deadman's Hand here, maybe? I think, honestly, in this position, it is right for Zangy to pop Deadman's Hand, just because I know that Lei has two Reshapers in hand. Zangy, of course, does not know that. That is so true. Maybe not the one, maybe not the one. A Transplanted Citadel is criminally underplayed. This card is, like, insane? I don't know how to put this. It's just like, I have a 6/6. Like, I just have a land that's also a 6/6 for free sometimes? Like, hello? This should be played more, in my opinion. I don't play it enough either. Problem is, like, decks can't really use colorless lands as much, so you only get stuff like Reshaper using it, which I think is it's kind of sad that such a crazy card is only playable in this one deck that is frankly I think Reshaper is probably one of the best decks right now. Maybe I put it in like my top three, maybe even. But it's just so ridiculously hard to play that I think you can't to get it to that level just because of how insanely ridiculous the deck is. At least that's my opinion. It's just like if there was someone who could play Reshaper perfectly, I think it would be just the best deck. But no one's gonna do that. Is the problem. No one's gonna probably get even close to that because this deck has too many decisions, and it kind of feels like it's like a butterfly effect deck, you know? Every small decision you make causes huge ripples, and then all those small decisions are also have so many options, so everything you do matters so much, and it's also a combo deck with a weird combo, a ton of weird rule interactions. It's like KCI. I think that's just the best analogy for a canon deck that you can have for this, and there's a reason KCI got banned. I'll say that. And now let's see what Theocracy can hit. I'm an apostle. Now let's turn to look at deck list checking. Such real. Yeah. Um, yeah, open decklist tournaments are both. It's good that you get to see your opponent's deck list, play around it. It makes the game a bit more skillful, in my opinion. I like it that way. The problem is, checking your opponent's deck list mid game, thinking for like a minute about every possibility they could hit or have, is a nightmare sometimes, especially with decks like this where it's tutors. With many easily accessible tutors, it just kind of does some stuff. It's just like insane. I don't know. So yeah, Liv's still thinking here. We'll see what Zangy does. I don't know, like, are you gonna use Premissary here, tutor out Shinrei, Fumigate, or take something? I think without the knowledge that Liv's hand is just duplicates here, you are supposed to Shinrei Fumigator and then hope to hit something good off Theocracy. That's my opinion. As for Lee, I have no idea, and I'm not even gonna try anymore because Reshaper! I have enough of a nightmare doing this, playing this deck myself. I don't need to try and do it for someone else. I'm sorry. Okay, Tutor's out a second DMH, so that's not gonna get popped here. So now Zangy, what's Zangy say here that saves him? A second Fumigator does save Zangy here. Just take both Spiriteds and because you tutor out Shinrei, right? You bounce the Fumigator, you hit the second one, you take both. It's not simple. Shinrei is like, what if we had Kalen, but oh wait, this is the wrong card. Wrong card. I can't believe I keep talking about Shinrei when that's the wrong card. Shinrei is good though. Shinrei is very good. Marilia, the card I am thinking of when I keep saying Shinrei is not Shinrei. It's I forget what it's called. I don't think Zingy's not running it, but it's yes, Suzume Oshiruko. Wow, that was the worst pronunciation of a name in my entire life. But yeah, Shinrei is a very different card. It still works here though, because you just sacked the Fumigator, right? And now you've effectively bounced the Fumigator. And since you hit another Fumigator, like what are you doing here? That's the problem. What are you even doing here? Yeah, I think pass is just right. You have Apostle, and you just I guess you're looping Apostle. And what does Lid do here? Just like die? Like I don't know. Yeah, this is an example of putting a comma in completely changes the meaning. Yeah, you know. And another spirited artifact. What's this? But doesn't Lid just have the win here? You go spirited or oh wait, you don't have the mana because it temple. Oh, because yeah, you only have 4 mana here. Oh yeah, because Mechanist is dead. You don't have Wanderer either. So what do you do? You can't go for the second Reshaper here for game. 1 mana short sucks. Actually, you wouldn't be able to anyway, because you need to. Because they just like pop your Reshaper, you play as another one, but you don't have the Spirit to trigger on the stack anymore, right? So it doesn't even matter. Promise if Lit. Hmm. Yeah, I don't think it matters because Zangy would just fire it off at the latest opportunity, and if you just let the Spirited go off, I was thinking there were some priority shenanigans you could maybe do, but I don't think there's any you can do here. Oh my god, yeah, I am only commentating game one. Yeah, yes, Liz realizing that. I think the best play here is just concede to save everyone time. And you're already in top cut. I don't know. Maybe you can beat this because you're double reshaper, lots of spirit and artifacts in hand. But you need to draw land, I think, to really just. The problem with passing here is they just pop the thing anyway. So I think you just go for it, get the thing popped, play another bodega, just draw a card, hope to hit something for next turn. But the problem with that is you can't go for both bodegas without losing your chance to combo on 5. So maybe the right place is go for Forge. Go for Forge and then not Spirited Trigger. So then you just have a really big construct and then fire up Citadel and attack. I think that is the right play here. Or just leave Citadel back for blocking. Actually, no, you don't have enough artifacts for Citadel, I lied. Yeah, you're one short, one short. The math is not mathing here. Honestly, I have no idea what you're supposed to do here. I feel like I'm saying that a lot. Maybe that's a sign that the deck is hard to play, guys. I know, crazy stuff. Thing happened. Oh wow, OBS didn't catch half of that because I spoke. Yep. Generator is pretty good. Pretty good, pretty good. Oh. I don't know if I'm even gonna upload this, but that seems like a waste of effort to spend almost an hour and not upload. It's not even like my own GP games where I'm having to play anyway. Like this one, I'm choosing to watch and commentate. Yeah. I am not commentating a Reshaper game ever again. I'm sorry, but no. Just no. I'd rather comment, I'd rather commentate on like a Yu-Gi-Oh format I've never played than this. Actually, maybe not. I don't know. This is just such a nightmare. Or okay, going for the bodega here. Uh, I guess hoping Zangy pops before you actually have to go for the combo. Yeah, I'm gonna force Zangy to pop here. Then you can go for a second bodega and just draw. I don't know. Or you can just do nothing and pass. Someone needs. What's funny is before the Observer nerf, it was 8 mana, right? So you could play it and Avatar of Innovations, and you would unironically just like kill people with Dead Man's Hand. Just like since you have so many mana, and worst case, it's just like a 0 mana artifact, which you're fine with anyway, because you're turboing out your affinity pieces. You just sack it to the Observer, and they just like are sad. I don't know. Also, Oh wait, this isn't a satrapy. Right. Never mind. We'll see what Zangy decides to kill here. I think you're supposed to, on Zangy's end, looking at this, you're supposed to kill Reshaper. Okay, Puff's Bodega. Interesting. So I guess if you kill Reshaper, its triggered ability still resolves and you lose the game. That's maybe not pop that. Maybe not. No. Yeah, I'm just gonna leave for a bit to do something that I need to do real quick. I'll come back in like a minute. Okay, we're back. I didn't, I'm gonna upload this without auto editor, so all of you have to endure the silence like me. Okay, let's fill the gaps. Let's fill the gaps. Let's do some deck. Looking at it. Let's look at my dredge deck, the new dredge deck. We'll check back whenever there's an info sign on this that tells us something has happened. So here's our deck. Um, I like this deck because Hero Shingen Province is a card that you can do some wild things with. Check back here. Zangy is targeting Bodega. Okay, Zangy's targeting Bodega, but back to the deck. So you have mill cards that go from the graveyard. Oh, info. Whoa. Okay, stuff's happening in the game, guys. You know what? We'll go to game two. We'll commentate game two. We'll also just mixing going through every single deck list I have on here. We'll see how many we can get through. It, it's helpful for my sanity. Maybe this will be longer than that one game I did with Hervor. I can start commentating on some of my Master Duel replays too. That could be interesting. We've officially hit the 1 hour mark. So this is longer than a Heart Attack Mirror Finals. That was 55 minutes about. And this one's also been going for about the same amount of time. Currently at 58 minutes on the recording, 1 hour 4 on the Cockatrice game here. Draws into AJ Temple. That is a great draw here. You do really want that extra land so you can combo Zangy next turn. If Zangy. Actually, no, you can't combo Zangy next turn because Zangy just buys back the Apostle. Zangy tutors what, Jajin here? Oh, Persecutor's a demon. What the hell? I didn't know that. And now you just buy back Aberrant Apostle, you draw, then you get to Fumigate her on late. Yeah, Zangy probably has this locked up here. Not that it matters, but yeah. Aberrant gets back Aberrant Apostle back to the battlefield. Now, notably, Aberrant Apostle cannot sack immediately anymore, so. Oh, I guess it can sack on this turn, but can't sack on this turn, and then you just buy it back here. Oh, wait, and then you buy back, and then you just get to monument it in. So, yeah, Zangy has this locked up. There's literally no way I think Zangy can lose this now. So please, make me not have to do some deck reviews. Please. Just conceived. Yay, we've officially reached the 1 hour mark on the recording rather than just like the game. So, it's cheerful, it's cheerful. I wonder what the retention rate of this video is gonna be. People are gonna click off because it's boring. But you know what? It's worth it. If someone watches all the way through, I don't know what I'll do, but I'll do something. You should watch all the way through, though I guess if you're at the 1 hour mark already, you're kind of committed. Yeah, Zangy is scared. Yeah, it takes Reshaper, and then what do you do now? You can just like loop, take Liz, more, just everything until they have no Reshapers left. Because right now that is their fourth, right? No, that's just their third. There's still one left in deck. Persecutor trigger to draw. There's Gift as well, which is a terrible top deck here. Yep. I feel like Tutor Gift with tools was a line they could have taken a while ago that we missed on. With if you remember where there was Mechanist and that token, they could have paid an extra mana there to tutor out the gift. Because I believe there was a mana open, I could be misremembering, and Lid would have just had a ton more selection. I can't see it. I can't see the line. I don't think there's a line here. We'll give it like another. Okay, time to go over a Dredge, guys. Okay, so we've got Breaker of Secrets. Now, this card is awesome because it's a mill 3 from Graveyard. As you can see, each player mills 3. Let me drag this down. So, mill 3 from Graveyard that also triggers your stuff like Ceaseless Stalkers. And you've also got the classic bird package of 4 Firebirds, 4 Illuminateds, 4 Miogos. Then another new tech I found from TOJ, which is kind of interesting. We've got 2 weird TOJ green cards in here. It's Nightmare Riders. And this card is just like, it can do some silly things if you hit enough of it. It's a super funny card. I don't know if it's very good. Let me just like expand this area a bit. There. You've got Forlorn. You've got your Path Palace. This is the kind of mana base I like, and these kind of decks that run less lands. You could easily cut this from 18 to even like 16 like Phoenix, since you do run a lot of the looters. So you've got 4 Glimpse Beyond my secret lair. 4 Nightmares Unseen. Now, this is the main thing that you're running Hero of Schengen. Province 4, you make your token off this unblockable, just OTK them. It's such a crazy interaction. 4 Oracle's Vision. Now, this is 4 cards engraved for pressure on Nightmares Unseen. Oh, I seen info on the game. Yeah, Lake conceded! Guys, we did it. We're going to game 2. We're going to game... I mean, this far in. This far in. Like, let's keep going. So Oracle's Vision, yeah, as I said, 4 cards engraved. It's nice milling, though the amount of mill that also your opponent's gonna mill with also Breaker can be annoying if you play against like Graveyard Phoenixy decks. Yeah, they aren't full gardens for late. That's why I really like Serafinashaper a lot. So you might notice that I cut Danny Champ from the main deck, and that's because paying mana for your Dredge features is... Yeah, Ninjas is a tooth. It's sometimes just too slow. I know that might seem crazy, but also exiling 6 cards is no joke. Another 2 Hero Schengen Province. 4 Beneath the Zadina is just free anti-readout tech. 4 readout of my own because it's free interaction, and then 1 Nature's Claim just as a tease. You could easily swap this out for something else. Okay, well, I mean, yeah, the deck can do some really silly things, especially with Nightmares Unseen. Nightmare Riders is a card. It can do some fun stuff. You've got Hero Schengen, Province, Seedless Stalker, Breaker of Secrets, all that kind of stuff. It's cool. Let's go for a different deck. Could watch a Master Duel replay. That could be kind of fun, but I don't think I can get OBS to swap. Oh, and that was a mulligan to 4. Oh my god. Why is that a mulligan to 4? I had to go on turn 3 to 4 when you were still saying Cockatrice and yeah, Apostle is big. You know what? Let's go for some more decks. Visual deck storage. Hmm. You know what? Is this Fenix deck the Fenix deck? But I didn't put in Fenix because Fenix is bad. Don't love Premissary. Yeah, Premissary is very good here. Is this the Fenax deck? But I didn't put in Fenax because Fenax is bad. Yes, yes, yes. Okay, I get to talk about this deck. This is a really cool deck because of this is actually based on if you look at Toasty's Brews. Okay, we've got a game on our hands. Ignore everything I've said. Zangy has a pretty good hand. Actually, no, Zangy should mulligan this in my opinion. 3 top lands. You've got Gift. 2 Shinrays. This is like such a weird hand. I really just genuinely don't like it. Lit is just keeping this, yet solid. You can use Soul Synth to find something on 2. Citadel will gain some mana. Sorry, Cradle is gonna do some crazy stuff here. The Ares Corporation specials and detailed and poetic physical threats. Gotta believe in the one landers, Zingy. So true, so true. One land, one keep. One land, one. And one tap land. Yep. We do have fulfill the contract, which is a big reason to run Satrapies in this deck, because yeah, this card is kind of insane if you run a Satrapy mana base. You just gain a ton of life. This reminds me of I forget what that card is called, but that one cannon card, which is 6 mana, by the way. That is the same thing, but for swamps instead of Satrapies. So yeah, taking Blackwell's Edge here. Blackwell's Edge gonna play Tinker's Tools. The next turn you can go for Cradle, just pass on Cradle. Like, you don't care, you're gonna get so much value out of it later. You go Cradle, pass on Cradle, you can go Cradle, pay 2 Cradle, Mechanist. You can do a lot of stuff, but if you draw land here, you can do some ridiculous land where you go like Mechanimind, play Mechanimind. Or sorry, this turn you go Cradle tapped, and then next turn you go Mechanimind, pay 1 Cradle Mechanist. Okay, never mind. I give up on making lines for Reshaper. Also, double Silent Hypnotist. Hopefully that ends the game fast. For my sanity, mostly. Mostly for my sanity. Not much else. Blazing Cradle, and then here is the gonna put in Silent Hypnotist. Don't do it to me, I beg of you. Your begging is not enough. I'm sorry, but your begging is not enough. You should have begged to me or the magic gods. I'm sure the magic gods would have accepted your prayers. Also, Zangy has 2 of these, so just like this thing, one of them names Reshaper, and you die. Naming Cradle here. I assume you name Cradle here because Cradle is kind of broken. As I said, here does not affect the early. Oh my god, names Tinkerer's Tools. I did not expect that. I did not expect that. I think you are completely supposed to hit Cradle there. Just because it doesn't matter if they tutor. If their tutor tutors a combo piece, they just blank with their other hypnotist. Because they don't know you have the second hypnotist, so you can just get them when they use Tinker's tools, and then they 2-for-1 themselves to get something with no abilities. Shinrei here is huge. Silent Hypnotist, not a rogue, so it doesn't trigger Shinrei, but yeah. So here, Lee's gonna untap, draw, hit, gets to use Cradle here. So if you draw land here, which Lee obviously didn't, so what do you even do here? You can pay 2, Cradle in. Okay, just play as a second Cradle. That's the right line, I think. So notably, Cradle says, for each other artifact you control, and right now, Lee only has, 2 other artifacts, so you won't be able to use the first Cradle to put in an extra card. Monument, and then you put in this one named Cradle. And see, this is why I think you should have just named Cradle on this one, right? Obviously, Zangy doesn't know that Lei has the second Cradle, but now you're putting this in anyway, and you're just making their Cradles do nothing when you could have just done that earlier and saved this one for the actual combo piece instead of Tinker's tools. I thought you wanted an interesting and interactive game. What do you mean? This is very interactive. Silent Hypnotist is interaction, if you think about it. It's more fun when I do all the interacting. So real. If they interact with me and like lock me out, like good for them. Very interactive. Oh, Oop. Yeah, it just missed. Oof, I don't know what to say. Yeah, 4 lands and monument. Tax him for 6 here. Like, Leia is on a 2-turn clock now. Gonna have to do something, but like, just Mechanomind and slightly grow it is enough. If it like clear. So, yeah, I mean, true. Serafina's gift would have been nice if you could have used your Cradle of War. Yeah. And third Cradle War, but obviously doesn't matter. Go for Mechanomide here. We'll see if that hits an artifact or like a land. Uh, it's Tinker's Tools. Goes into grave because it has no abilities. Now this is 2/2. You take. Like, what do you even do here? You need a land. You need a land so bad because your cradles are turned off. Fulfill the contract is like nuts here. Oh my god. Yeah, Zangy has this sealed up. At least game 2 is faster than game 1, thank god. Thank god. And my computer is now at 18% battery. At the start of this, it was at like 70. We did it. The game, it's done. It's done. It's done. We only got through one deck. I know. We got through a singular deck. This is not the longest video I've done. Only 1 hour 15 minutes. That one was at least 1 hour 30. We did it. We did it. Didn't break any records, but it's done. It's done. It's done. It's done. Ah, I'm so desperate. Okay, I'm just gonna end this. I don't want to do this anymore. Bye.